What's going on, guys? Today, it's morning. The market is not open yet. We are the Friday the 30th, and I wanted to give my thoughts about the market and explain a few of the moves that I will be making today once the market opens inside of the snowball experiment. In my other accounts, I've had a huge position for a while with leverage on silver, and I got out of that yesterday. And I want to explain the reasoning behind it because at first I didn't plan to rebalance the snowball experiment at all by selling, but it's hard for me to compel myself not to with what I'm seeing today. So I want to explain my thought process so that you can better understand what I'm doing. So let's start with silver. So from 2020 to today, or this week anyways, we've reached $121. So it's about a 900% increase in very little time. And if we look at history a little bit, this is from 2002 to 2011. It did an 1100% run. And the third time this happened was over here from 1976 to 1980. So about 4 years, we reached another 1100%. So this is why I'm starting to be cautious about this because historically it has just went down for almost a decade after such a big move. But what really tells me that this is that the move is over for a little while anyways. At least I think we're either going to completely reverse from here, or there's going to be some type of retracement with some accumulation, and then the move will resume. But I think for the weeks to come, I don't want to be in this market because, as you can see, we reached a $100 mark, and then it went up as far as $121 per ounce, and then it went back all within the same week. So this is very high volatility, and it's typical of a short squeeze, meaning that people that are short the metal were forced out of their position because of margin calls, and people are buying at the same time. And then eventually the market gets so thin because the buyers that are willing to buy are no longer willing to buy, and it creates this very thin market, which is very volatile, and brings you moves like this that can move 20% within a single week. And right now we are Friday, so this candle, if it closes as it is, then it's a very strong bearish signal from a candlestick analysis perspective. So I'm expecting this to wobble a bit and then go down throughout the next few weeks and find these the next support, basically the next base from which it can launch again. And this could happen. So if we go back to trading view, we can see that there have been some parabolic moves like this, followed by really strong whiplash, and then some accumulation happens, and then we break out again. And same thing here, we get a peak, strong rejection, accumulation, and then we spike again, and then more retracements, and it just keeps going and going for a long period of time. So if some of the theories that I've been hearing over the internet about silver going to 300, I've even seen $500 an ounce, which is unheard of, but anything is possible as far as I can tell from what's going on in the world right now. It could happen, but it's not going to happen in one go. And I think right now we're going to see very strong rejection and some type of retracement to find back the base from which it can launch again on the upside. And if we look in the 1970s, we had a big run like this, which was completely parabolic, and then it went sideways. It accumulated at that point for a very long time, from 74 to 78 or so, and then it did the second leg of the parabolic move, and this is what I'm afraid is going to happen. So I think that it would be wise for me not to get out completely because I still think that this is a very bullish setup for silver because of the devaluation of the money and the lack of confidence of people towards the US dollar and the monetary system in general. But I also think that we have a chance here to reverse and go sideways to reaccumulate to find the right price from which to bounce. The next thing I want to talk about is the rebalancing of the portfolio and the reasons why I think I should trim some of these positions today. So if we look at GDXY, right now I have a yield on cost of 85%. So it's very, very high, and I don't think it's sustainable either. And if we look at the percentages that this gives me for GDXY as far as the income that it gives me as part of the complete portfolio, we are at 33%. So 33% of the money that comes in comes from gold, from GDXY specifically. And then SILJ is at 6%, so right there we're at 40% from precious metals. Plus I have others like AGCC, another 4%, so we're at 44%. And then there is, I have another one, GLCL with 2.5%. So basically around 40 something percent of the income that we are seeing here, the dividends, are coming from precious metals, and I think this is not a good approach if I want to have a steady stream of income that is reliable. Of course, as I've said in previous videos, all I could do is invest into other things and let it rebalance as I invest into other sectors. But I don't really see a reason not to trim a bit of the profits that I've made over the past couple of months since I started investing into precious metals, and they are my biggest positions. So if we look at the income that comes from the investments that I've made, GDXY here is way too high compared to the other ones and compared to the investments that were made. Next is Circle. This one brings $168 per year, and then Block. So these are crypto related. And then we have the precious metals again with the silver miners, the juniors. So what I would like to do now is to trim. I won't sell the whole thing, but I will trim, and I will try to reach around 10% exposure of the portfolio into precious metals, so I can keep bagging that really high yield from GDXY, but have a more balanced approach basically. So if we look at the best performers, we have AGCC, the silver one, at 59% total returns. GLCL gold again 41%, SLJY the silver juniors 31%, and GDXY at 27%. So the top four performing were basically a conviction trade where I put more money into what I thought would go up more. So this is why I've been beating the S&P by around 15%, I believe it was. So over the past 3 months or so, 3 or 4 months that I've started this experiment, and now I think it's time to trim. So I'll make a second part of this video where I'll explain afterwards the move that I will make today. So expect that in the beginning of the next week or so. If you like this kind of content, let me know in the comments below, and let me know the investments that you're making lately. It could be growth, it could be dividends, it could be covered calls, whatever. I'm always curious to see what other people are investing in, and sometimes I find opportunities. So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.